Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. What are you struggling with? Let's talk about it. Your health and your life. Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. It's about lifestyle. It's about the choices that we make every single day. Why? Because the choices we make every single day can and will determine the kind of health we're going to have tomorrow. And it's what it comes down to. It's about thriving. And in this day and time, when we're facing so many different challenges from different areas, I mean, heart disease and cancer and diabetes is just coming at us left and right. It's all due to our lifestyle choices. So if we can make better choices, then we can get our body functioning at a higher level, which means we can live at a better level. So if you have, a condition or you've been diagnosed with something, realize that you don't have to stay there. That just because you've been given a diagnosis, say, of diabetes type 2, doesn't mean you have to have it forever. It means that if you're having to take medication for it, your body broke down to the point where you needed the medication, and that medication is keeping everything at bay. But my challenge to you is, what are you doing every single day to make sure you don't have to do that? What are you doing every single day to build your body back up into a place where you're not going to be stuck taking the medications? They're good for a while, but you don't want to do it forever, right? You want to get your body where it's functioning at a much better level, and that's what we want to help you do. And with heart disease being the leading killer right now, there's so many tips we need to focus on for heart disease and getting it healthy. The 5 areas that we want to look at, I'm going to jump in here for a minute to talk about it. So the risk are one of the big ones. So knowing what normal blood pressure is and what the number should be, 120/80 is the appropriate number. And you want to know your goals for key heart health indicators. And the goal for the blood pressure should be around 120/80. And then, of course, your cholesterol numbers should be under 200. That's pretty important to know. The American Heart Association and the American College of Cardiology, these are pretty much the standards written by them. And you also want to know, when it's keeping the heart healthy, you want to do your homework and be your own heart health advocate. So ultimately, you want to do the best at preventing heart disease or stroke by doing your homework. You just want to make sure you're making the right choices every day. So the signs and symptoms of heart disease is another one. So heart attack can kill over about 250,000 women each year, and very close to that with men, about 400,000. And chest pain is the majority of signs and symptoms. So when you're having a heart attack, you'll get a lot of chest pain. It may not be crushing, explosive that many people report, but it's still sudden. It comes on out of nowhere, severe and persisting. That's leading up to a heart attack. Unusual fatigue is another big one. So if you get really, really tired, can't snap out of it, and the fatigue lasts for a few days or even weeks, and you just can't get out of it, go see your doctor, because there's something going on with the heart, and you're not getting the energy levels back that you needed. There's a major issue going on. Shortness of breath is another big one. That's, just remember, weakness, shortness of breath, and generalized fatigue, and the pain those are all really, really big symptoms. Profuse sweating is another big one. So heart attack can cause a man or a woman to suddenly be drenched in sweat for no reason. Oftentimes, you can feel hot and cold or a little bit clammy. And anxiety, that's another big one. So you start getting anxiety and just feeling uneasy about something, and you have any of these other symptoms, you want to go see your doctor fairly quickly, just because heart disease can sneak up on you. It's not one of those things that it gives you a big warning sign. It's like, hey, hello, the heart disease is coming. Oh, by the way, you may have a heart attack this afternoon. Just want to let you know. It doesn't happen like that. It comes on suddenly to the point. That's why so many people just have a heart attack and die right there. And some people have heart attacks, mild heart attacks they call them, and they're able to get to an ambulance and to the hospital and get stabilized. And for them, their lives become spared. So that's a real important piece to the overall equation. Have someone look at it. It's so important. And have your heart checked on a regular basis to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Having that physical done each year is critical. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health, and give us a call or go to the website. Let's go to Paula now. Hi, Paula.
I had a pituitary tumor removed last year, and I just wanted to know about the cortisone levels and how long it takes to return to normal.
If you had the pituitary tumor removed, the cortisol levels, remember the pituitary gland is the master gland. So it controls everything, all the different hormone systems and all. The cortisol, it does affect the adrenals, and the adrenal glands are where the cortisol levels are managed and handled. So you have to look at that and make sure that those levels are where they need to be. That's what I would do first and foremost. So with the pituitary being gone, surely they're giving you different medications to manage some of these other areas. And for the cortisol levels, one of the best things you can do, of course, eating is important. Your eating habits, making sure you have plenty of lean quality proteins, low glycemic carbohydrates, and fruits and vegetables, and getting all that in balance. But the other key that is so important with cortisol is making sure that you're getting plenty of exercise, but not too much. I wouldn't go over about 40 minutes worth of exercise, and making some really good strides in those areas as far as using certain components like green tea, phosphatidylserine. Those are great components to keep down the cortisol levels. Sleep patterns make a big difference. A lot of people really disregard how important sleep is, but sleep is a major player for keeping cortisol levels at bay and not letting those get out of hand. So a couple of tips that can help you along the way. That will definitely make a big difference. And then get your blood testing done. Cortisol and DHEA levels need to be managed and tracked to make sure they're in a good place. Okay, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. If you haven't got the app yet, it's out. So check that out. You can easily go to the website, look for On Call Radio in your app store for your iPhone, iPad, whatever. And our lifestyle providers, these are healthcare providers in your area that believe the same way we do. A lot of people call us and they email us, social media, send us things about wanting to find a doctor in your area or someone that can coach you and take you by the hand. Well, our lifestyle providers, that's what they do. And we've got great team members growing all around the country to help you and to encourage you. Coming up, we've got some new tips that I want to give you based around fat loss. I know that's a big hot topic, weight management. And what are the right ways to do it and what are the wrong ways to do it? Plus, I see you waiting there on the phones. I'm going to be taking your calls coming up as well. And some digestive tips. If you get a lot of gas, bloating, don't feel good, and just can't quite get the digestive system to work in the way that you need to, I have some tips that will help coming up to give your digestive system maybe the jump start that it needs to really go to that next level. We'll be right back. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
Now, Dave in St. John's, Michigan says, my fingertips, especially my middle fingers on my hands, the palm of my right hand, the bottom of my feet, very dry and crack open like cuts. And my fingernails were very unhealthy as well, and they've gotten a lot better. And so I do not have fungus underneath my nails. And they said if you looked at my nails, they look normal. I had warts my whole life and a host of issues with my immune system. What can I do? Well, it's quite a bit, but I'll tell you this. It's okay. I mean, the reality is, let's look at the skin, for example. That seems to be a concern, and that's probably very uncomfortable to have going on every day. But when you look at the skin, especially in that way, and you start looking at the cracking that can happen, that's an imbalance typically of the omega-3 fats. So it's an imbalance of the fatty acids, omega-3s and 6s. Getting more omega-3s is going to make a difference. Fish oil, cod liver oil is a great way to get that. And I think it's one of the best. But you notice that, and then also you got to work on the internal environment, because remember, the skin happens from the inside out, not the outside in. So working on the digestive tract, the gut health, getting the right kind of probiotics in, the good kind of bacteria in, all that will make a difference. And once you get that stabilized and that balanced, then your body will really begin to notice a change and notice a difference. So that's a huge key for you on that. And I would look at that first and foremost, because the skin itself is challenging, because when that starts happening, it seems like a big cascade of events, kind of uncomfortable, but it can heal up. And it's not about the creams and lotions and potions you put on the outside. It's all about what goes on the inside. 888-283-7272. Give us a call. We'll make you part of the show. And if you're looking for a lifestyle provider, someone in your area that believes the same way we do, check out the website. Let's go to Raymond. Hi, Raymond.
Yes, I'm calling in regards to my son. He has difficulty eating his food and regurgitates his food, but he seems to, whenever he takes an anxiety medicine like Klonopin, he seems to be able to eat. I don't understand what's causing this condition. He's had endoscopies, and they haven't found anything, but I just don't understand why he can't eat his food and it regurgitates all the time.
Well, there's a couple reasons, a couple thoughts behind it. If they've done testing and they can't find anything, and that's what I'm hearing you say, then you got to look at another route. Now, what's interesting is that you said he takes the medication and then he can eat. So that medication deals with a lot of anxiety in the body and affects the body's levels. So it seems like when his GABA levels, which is the brain chemical that drug affects, when his GABA levels in the brain come up and they're elevated or back to normal, then it seems that he's able to eat. So his GABA levels in the brain might be really, really low. And if they are, then of course you can do things to bring it up. I mean, GABA is made in the body. It's in the brain, but you can't just take GABA as a supplement and fix it. Okay, that's not how that works. You really have to use a couple of components like tyrosine, it's an amino acid, and threonine, which is another amino acid. You put those two together, and that can help build GABA levels up in the brain. Because straight GABA, if you take it, like from a health food store, it does not cross what we call the blood-brain barrier. So it's like a piece of saran wrap that's around the brain. It doesn't cross that. And so it has a hard time doing that. So you got to really get the right components in it to raise GABA levels up and get them where they need to be. The next piece that you want to look at, too, I think is really important with him, is making sure that he gets enough of the fatty acids, but also getting enough vitamin B6. And that pyridoxal 5-phosphate, the P5P, is extremely important as well. And, you know, like I said, when you're looking at anything like what he's dealing with, you want to make sure everything is getting set in the stage. Enzymes, probiotics, proteolytic enzymes, using those in between meals to make sure his proteins are breaking down. But that typically is what causes it. I mean, you have to have certain deficiencies in the gut. Things aren't stabilized the way they need to be. And then having some consistency with that will make a difference as well. Okay, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Now, if you get gas a lot, indigestion, a lot of gas and bloating, here's some little tips that can help. All right, so if you get gas, number one, you want to introduce fiber slowly. So if you kind of jumped on the fiber wagon, then start slow. Don't just throw your body 40 grams of fiber a day. It's not going to know what to do. And yes, you will get gassy and bloated. A lot of excessive gas is from also getting too much air and swallowing air when you eat. So when you're chewing, take your time, slow it down, and that'll make a difference. Sip, don't suck. Sucking on hard candies or chewing gum can be worse and worsen the gas and bloating. Instead, you want to drink through a straw and take your time. Don't be in such a rush. A lot of the artificial sweeteners, too, can cause gas. So there's some fermentation that can happen inside the colon. Things like sorbitol can lead to excessive gas in the body. So just be cautious with some of those. And don't recline. A lot of people want to go eat a big meal and then lay back. But actually, digestion becomes more challenging at that point. It takes longer. And you get a lot of excessive gastrointestinal gas and bloating, that sort of thing that has to be really looked at. And walk off your meal, too. Here's another one. And people say, take a little stroll after a Thanksgiving Day meal or some kind of big meal. But what if you took a stroll every single day after your every dinner meal and you're eating light? It would make a big difference. This physical activity and movement really does help the digestive system process the final elements of food and keeps the digestive system in track or in line the way we need to. So another key piece for that, say no to sodas. They'll throw the gas and bloating in a big way, and cold drinks will do that as well. Go more for room temperature.
It don't matter.
Did you know that you can listen to the Asa Rx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. It's about lifestyle. It's about the choices that we make every single day. The good news is the choices we make every single day, they can and will determine the kind of health we're going to have tomorrow. Now, I love telling you about foods. Why? Because food really can make some of the biggest difference in our health. It's our best medicine in so many different ways. So the foods we eat today determine the kind of health we're going to have and the kind of body we're going to have tomorrow. So let's jump in and talk about one of my favorites. Now remember, the body doesn't know the difference between baked chicken and fried chicken or French fries and broccoli, but you do, and I do. So we have to make better choices, and that comes down to us. We have to make those choices so that we can thrive and not just barely make it. So we're going to be talking about tangerines, and tangerines are powerful. They got a lot of strong antioxidants. Like most citrus fruits, the tangerines are rich in vitamin C. It's great for the immune system. It works to boost the immune system by acting as an antioxidant that protects your cells from the damage caused by none other than free radicals. Vitamin C's antioxidant power comes from its ability to scavenge free radicals and disarm the propensity for their damage. Digestive benefits are pretty amazing. Oligosaccharides, it's from pectin. It acts as an adhesive between the cell wall, and tangerines are loaded with them. A study published recently by the American Society of Microbiology showed that when digested, pectin is fermented within your intestines and can increase the number of beneficial microflora found in the gut. So cholesterol-lowering benefits, the fibrous white tissue that's found between segments of tangerines is called the lamella. And this membrane is rich in soluble fiber. It's one of the most beneficial effects of a diet high in soluble fiber in the reduction of cholesterol found in the blood. So soluble fiber lowers cholesterol by forming a thick gel-like substance in your intestines when it's being digested, and the substance slows the absorption of cholesterol that reduces the low-density lipoproteins in the blood, makes a big difference. So the dietary recommendations of soluble fiber is about 10 to 25 milligrams per day. And then, of course, weight management is always a big key. Eating a well-balanced diet that's mostly fruits and vegetables is a smart way to manage your weight. And the high fiber content of tangerines can help keep you feeling fuller for a longer period of time. So again, the fiber is a big key difference. Fruits and vegetables always makes a difference. And tangerines, a lot of great properties to it, and they're easy. They're easy to carry with you and easy to implement into your normal life. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. If you're looking for a lifestyle provider, check out our website. Our team members are always standing by to help you, and maybe there's someone in your area, and they're growing around the country. It's amazing to see our providers that are helping people get the help that they need each and every day. Let's go to the phones and talk with Judy. Hi, Judy.
The reason I'm calling is I have an autoimmune thyroid. I have it for several years, 20-plus years, probably close to 30. And now I have, like, positive ANA. I have really high SED rate. I have, I'm testing positive to smooth muscle AB titer, DNA antibody, and I have the autoimmune thyroid, of course. My albumin is 3.2. Then the ssDNA IgG antibody was 263, which of course is high. And I was just trying to get some advice.
Really what you want to do in that kind of situation, it's about stabilizing the immune system and keeping it where it needs to be. So on one hand, you want to be really careful with the immune system not to get it overextended, but on the other hand, you want to keep it as dormant as possible. And you got to figure out which arm of the immune system is active and which one is more on the dormant side. So the activated side with that is going to be more along the lines probably the T1. We call it the T helper cells or killer T cells, but it's the T helper really. And the T1 side and the T2 side, you got to figure out which one is more active and which one is not. That's first and foremost, and that'll be one of your best bets in that realm. And then the next piece of it you want to look at too are your food choices that you're eating each day. So making sure that you're eating the right kind of lean quality protein sources like chicken, fish, beef, or eggs, and then your low glycemic carbohydrates in the form of fruits and vegetables, and your healthy fats, your almonds, your walnuts, your cashews, your avocados. All of those make a tremendous difference in keeping your body as balanced as you need it to be. And that can make a big difference along the way. But yeah, that's the direction I would go, because your blood testing, if you get that done on a regular basis, hopefully you're getting it about every 6 months or so. And when you get the blood testing done, you'll be able to make sure that you don't have any deficiencies that are there that could be leading you in one direction or the other. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. Give us a call or go to the website. That's the key. One of the big keys you got to focus on is getting balanced. Once you get your body balanced, that is where it all starts. Carla, you're next with us. How can I help?
My question is, I am, I think, allergic to meat. I am 46 years old. I have, we found out that I was allergic, I'm going to say in my early teens. And my question is this something that I need to be worried about, moving forward as I enter my midlife? If there are things that I need to do to supplement protein or things as my body needs change. I find like it wasn't a big deal when I was younger, but now that I've crossed that 45 mark, things are starting to affect me, and I don't know if you have any recommendations for me, being that I am allergic to at least red meat and some fish and definitely chicken.
There are a couple things. I mean, the meats that we want to talk about that are really, really important, and it's something that's a big key, actually, is you eliminate the meats from your diet for a period of time. I would say usually about 8 weeks. And once you eliminate it for about 8 weeks, then you can slowly introduce certain ones back in, like if it's grass-fed beef or if it's bison or venison, you can slowly add pieces back in and see how your body responds to it. Sometimes our body develops, when we think it's an allergy, sometimes it's just more of a sensitivity. And then once you eliminate the foods for a period of time, you can add this back in, and then, of course, the body can adapt to it. That's what we want to look at first. And then once you build a good, solid game plan for that, then you can go from there. But that's where I would start. I would majorly start from that perspective, because one of the keys you have to look at And in this, it's important. The body can develop that with anything, not just meat. It can happen with vegetables. It can happen with grains, which I see that quite a bit. Dairy products, it can happen. And you want to also make sure the body's breaking proteins down. As we age, then we start losing hydrochloric acid so much in the stomach, and we're not breaking foods down as well as we used to and need to. And that becomes quite the challenge. So sometimes it's good periodically just to really clean the system out and reset the system, and using non-inflammatory based foods, it's like hitting a reset button on the body, and it does wonders to help you get your body where it needs to go. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Another study now is linking a Mediterranean diet to better health, and this is the research that when we all saw it, and we were coming out of the high carb era in the 80s and the 90s. And the Mediterranean diet really came on the scene and showed everyone that fats were not bad for you, that a study that is a moderate fat diet with nuts and olive oil and fish oil and avocados, that actually was preferred, and the body preferred that to a higher carbohydrate diet. And that way, more vegetables and fruits and legumes were used in the carbohydrate storage, plenty of fish and eggs. But the Mediterranean diet, they're saying, is always good for heart disease in every way. I mean, there's study after study after study after study after study that comes out on this. And metabolic syndrome is reduced. The people that struggle with cardiovascular disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, and metabolic syndrome, it's just incredible to see the differences. Getting your HDL levels to come up, your LDL levels to come down. And after follow-up with people in these studies, they found the general principles of the Mediterranean diet were the overall success rates of why they were doing so well. So food really does make a difference. At the end of the day, your doctor may have you on 3 medications. If you don't change your lifestyle, restructure your lifestyle, then you're not going to reach the health goals that you're looking for. And that's where the goals come from. That's where our real success comes from. It comes from our choices that we make every single day. It's critical. And one of the keys you want to focus on is building a good, solid game plan. And it just comes from making wise choices. And on this show, that's what we want to help you do. We want to help you make those choices so that your body can thrive and you're not stuck. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. If you haven't checked out the app, go to the App Store. You'll see that, of course, for On Call Radio. You catch the show from the day before all the way until we go live the next day. And then something else you don't want to miss, our new In Shape program is available. If you want to lose weight, feel better, have more energy, and begin to thrive again, go to the website. You can find out more information and learn how to get in shape. Now, coming up, we're going to jump in. I've got some more questions I'm going to get to. I see you waiting there, so hang tight. And then some social media and also some fat loss tips, plus brain chemistry. What can you do with depression and anxiety and even bipolar? Are there ways to support it naturally? We'll talk about that when we come back. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
Connect with On Call Radio and watch On Call TV at InShapeNetwork.com.
Whatever you're struggling with, realize that the body can get sick. It can also get well. It's about lifestyle. So the choices we make every single day can and will determine the kind of health we're going to have tomorrow. It's all about that. So the great news is that so much of the power of making a better lifestyle, having a healthier body, lies in our hands. We can really choose to make that difference every single day. Sleep influences our food choices. Did you know that? So sleep deprivation, if you're not sleeping enough, can lean us into picking the wrong types of food. So poor sleep leads to poor food choices, a new study says. Researchers looked at about 23 healthy young adults and found that they were more likely to favor unhealthy snacks and junk foods like pizza and donuts when they were sleep deprived. And that happens, of course, in college. You see young people doing that constantly. But the brain scans revealed in these studies that sleep deprivation was linked with impaired activity in the brain's frontal lobe, which, of course, governs the complex decision-making, and increased activity in the brain areas associated with rewards. So what we discovered is the high-level brain regions required for complex judgments and decisions become blunted by a lack of sleep, while more primal brain structures that control motivation and desire tend to be amplified a little bit more. Study senior author Matthew Walker, who's a professor of psychology and neuroscience at the University of California, Berkeley, said in a news release that high-calorie foods also became significantly more desirable when the participants were sleep deprived of less than 5 hours of sleep, and the combination of altered brain activity and decision-making may help explain why people who sleep less also tend to be overweight or obese. And it does make sense. I mean, the two correlate quite a bit and go hand in hand. So it's interesting just to see the correlations in how the various changes are happening within the two. It's for sure, sleep makes a big difference in our brain chemistry. That's when everything regenerates, is when we're sleeping. So the better sleep we get, the better the brain's going to function, and the better we can do, obviously. 888-283-7272. Give us a call. If you haven't found a lifestyle provider yet, check out the website. You can find someone in your area that believes the same way we do, all this nutrition and lifestyle-based care we talk about. And if you haven't checked it out yet, go to AmericanPharmacyCompany.com. I get a lot of calls and emails about people that are looking for diabetes testing strips or the glucose meters, and or maybe you just need certain medications and you want them at a really good price. The prices are amazing, and they ship nationwide, and they've even got natural products that can support you. But they're the best I've ever seen. They are family-owned and operated, but they ship all over the country. It's AmericanPharmacyCompany.com. You have to check them out. They will take such good care of you, and very close personal friends of mine. We use them ourselves. Powerful, powerful company. Let's go to Martin now. Hi, Martin.
I am a diabetic, and I'm on the medication Levemir, and I got a question. Would that be the reason or the cause? I keep getting male yeast infection, and there's something I can take to help with that problem and keep it from getting that? Or this, by me being a diabetic, that's something I have to deal with, throughout my life with this sickness I have?
Well, a couple things you want to do. And one of the big keys that you have to look at is you've got to look at the reason that it's showing up there. I mean, there could be a multitude of reasons, probably the diet more than anything. So if you're doing a lot of processed foods, processed sugar, that's probably one of the root causes and one of the main reasons that it's happening. So you definitely want to increase your healthy fats, cut down on your grains, your pastas, your cereals, your crackers, the flour-based foods, increase your starchy carbohydrates as far as sweet potatoes, peas, those kind of foods, but really cut down on any of the foods that could raise inflammation. That's a major piece of it. And so many people, when you're looking to rebuild the body and clear the body out, that becomes a culprit. Now, here's a little secret that a lot of people don't know. Black walnut and wormwood are two herbal remedies that very, very powerful. They've been used for many, many years to really support the body, to clear out yeast and fungal issues in the gut, and they can work. Now, I really favor doing it over a longer period of time, like 21 days, and using certain foods to clean the system out. I think you just get better benefits, but it doesn't hurt to look into some of those herbal remedies that have been around for quite some time. And from the alternative world, they get rave reviews. So you might want to just check into that. And I believe there's been some studies done on those in Europe. if my memory serves me right, that have been very beneficial and powerful. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Obesity is, of course, one of the biggest challenges. I think it's the biggest crisis of health that we're facing right now. But a lot of research said that race had affected obesity's toll on the health, but now they're saying no more. So that the American Cancer Society, they did a study, and they looked at race versus the pounds, and now it's come to a place where it doesn't matter. Usually it used to be African Americans that headed up the obesity category, but now the Caucasians and even other ethnicities have caught up. And so they're saying now that it's pretty much general across the board in the obesity category of what we're dealing with here in America. So we really have to take a stand. And this is an area that I have just waged war on. I just have a passion because our lifestyle choices determine the kind of health we're going to have. If we're overweight and we're making wrong choices and heading in the wrong direction, the body's going to spiral out of control. You'll have to take medications. You might manage it, you might not. It decreases lifespan and quality of life. And if we can create change, we can make a difference. And that's what we do here on the show. Puts another hour in the charts. I want to thank our producer, Jay Patrick, engineer John Garrison, and the rest of the team. Go tell one person something you learned on the show. Together, we can transform the health of our friends, our families, and our communities.
Did you know you could listen to the Asa Rx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the Asa Rx audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.